Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening. Happy day to wherever you are calling or watching this from. We really, really appreciate you being here today. Fair warning is a snow day here in Vancouver, Washington. So if you're screaming in the background, that is my kids home from school. So sorry about that. While we're getting started here, if you want to put in the chat where you're watching from, it's always really fun to see everyone watching from around the world. And then if it is your first community call, let's give you a quick logistics. We love to answer questions during the call and love to see people's comments rolling in. So if you're watching us on any of the platforms, go into the chat and feel free to add any commentary or questions there. We'll be actively looking at it so we can answer your questions live. And then if you can't, for whatever reason, put it in that chat, our Discord general channel, I'm also monitoring that. So if you have any comments, questions, want to send some memes about a demo, that's a great place to do it as well. And it's just a shout out that if you're not in our Discord, that is the best place to be if you are interacting or interested in Dagger at all, because our whole team is there, but also all of our amazing Daggernauts. So it's a great place to get your questions answered, but also see all the different use cases that people are using Dagger for as well. And if you're also watching and really want to present, we'd love to have you. So just DM me on Discord. It's just Miranda Carter. And you can get on the schedule. So. Okay, now I think we need to go into kind of like introducing ourselves. So let's see who we have. We have a lot of folks today, so very excited to have all of you. Jeremy, maybe we just kick off with you quickly and figure out why you're at an airport.
Well, yeah, totally.
What were you doing this week for Dagger? We had a busy week this week.
We had a super busy week. Yeah, we were down here in San Francisco at the CIVO Navigate show, talking to lots of people who are building stuff with cool infrastructure, Dagger. There's a lot of topics floating around in the ether, a lot of buzz around AI agents and AI in general, and so all of that. So, of course, after we went and talked to a bunch of infrastructure folks about CI/CD and AI, then we went to a real San Francisco, sort of a meetup, an AI dev tools meetup. So again, brought together the best of these two worlds, and we showed off some really cool demos. So that'll be a topic I think probably for another community call. But yeah, really fun trip. So happy to head home near you, Miranda, and just across the river in Portland. And I hope it's not frozen, but we'll see.
It's not snowing yet, so
Yeah.
I think you'll be good. Nice early flight. Awesome. And then we also have Tom from our team. Tom, you want to say hello?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm Tom, software engineer at Dagger. I mostly work on the TypeScript SDK and the engine.
Awesome. Yeah, and you'll see him in all of our Discord as well. So if you have any questions, it's another reason to be in our Discord. And Eve, you want to intro yourself?
Yeah, hello. I'm Eve. I'm French. I'm software engineer. I work for the past 5 years at Docker mostly. And right now building the Java SDK since the beginning of the year. So yeah, really happy to be here.
Awesome. I know I was really excited to be able to do our at Java folks on our Discord as well and tell all of them you're going to be here today because we're going to be doing a preview of it. So very excited to have that. And we also have the Thunder Compute team. So Carl, Brian, and Jack, you want to say hi?
Hello. Yeah, we're Thunder Compute and we're building software to make GPUs cheaper. So we slot right into what Jeremy was saying, where AI is huge. Everyone's talking about it, especially the SF AI Dev Tools meetups. So as you start to do your Dagger workflows, if you need to do things with AI, you likely need GPUs, and we're here for you. So we're here to show off some cool tools that we've built that can hopefully help you out. So more on that later, and Jack will walk you through what we built.
Awesome. And Jack and Brian, you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah. My name is Jack. I'm one of the founding engineers here at Thunder Compute. That's it. I'm going to show you guys some cool stuff today. I'm excited to be here.
Love it. Awesome. Hi, Brian.
Yeah, hi. And I'm Brian. I'm co-founder and CTO at Thunder Compute. And yeah, also happy to be here. Happy to show off what we have.
Awesome. Very, very happy to have you all here, as well as some of you Daggernauts might have seen. We did have a blog post around, like GPUs and talking about examples around that. And that's actually what got us all connected, which was really awesome to see that. But also it's thanks to the community about asking like, hey, can we do X with Dagger? And those questions and that feedback is always really helpful for us. And that's why, we're able to push on some of these things on our roadmap. So thank you for that, for everyone who's watching and asked for that. Okay, well, let's get started. So I think, Tom, I believe you're first. Let me add you to the stage. I'll make us all a little bit smaller so then we can, let's see. Okay, perfect.
Everything good?
Yeah, looks good.
All right, so yeah, today I'm gonna share a bit of demo about the Docker SDK. And a friend of mine always told me that a good demo starts, and a good presentation starts with a bit of like history, or like a bit of like kind of a story. So I just want to share this picture. Maybe some of you knows about it, especially people from UK. Maybe you've heard of it. This is the Derby Silk Mill, and it's basically the first fully automated silk throwing factory, and it's considered as the birthplace of the industrial revolution in Europe. And the nice thing is that, so yeah, we were talking about factory and like it's automating thing, and how this is linked to Dagger. Well, basically, I think, and this is a personal opinion, that Dagger is kind of like a CI factory. Basically, you have like multiple modules that you will assemble together that will build, ship, lint, test, basically like execute a bunch of tasks. And all of this assembled is basically this factory for your software. And so one of the things is that when the creator of the Silk Mill, his name is Thomas Kotschetz, he first failed to build his thing in 1704, and like it took almost 12 years to have something that actually works and is very productive and basically starts the revolutions. And it's kind of the same when you adopt Dagger. You need to learn a lot of concepts. You need to learn what's a module. You need to get on board on the API. You need to understand the concept of SDKs. And when you start to Daggerize your project, to Daggerize your CI, it will take some time and some experience indeed to build some clean and scalable Dagger modules. So like you will have to get experience, do a POC, show it to your teammates, and then iterate from there. And so it's quite a lot of work. And so what I've been working on is what I called a magic SDK. And basically what it does, it's like a no-code module that automatically exposes callable functions. So when you want to Daggerize a project, you actually don't need to write any code at the beginning. You can directly get instant reward by just executing functions that are exposed by this smart SDK or magic SDK. And so, yeah, the cool thing is that it adapts the functions and the parameters depending on your project. So the flow of using Dagger when you get on board and try it for the first time would just be you install the CLI and boom, you can run Dagger functions. You don't need to Dagger init, you don't need to write code, you can directly use something, which I think is very interesting, especially when you are on an early stage of adopting Dagger and you don't have much code or much time to spend on writing modules. And so why this demo is named Docker SDK? Because I just talked about Magic SDK, blah, 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 but this demo is named Docker SDK because it's simply the working proof of concept of this idea, and it works for Docker project. So if you have a Docker file, it will automatically expose a build function. And if you have a Docker compose, it will automatically expose functions to manage your services. And I think it's time for a demo. So here I have 4 simple directories Each of them contains Docker file, Docker compose, whatever. So I'm gonna start with a very simple one, very, very simple, probably something that any engineers has done so far when you start to use Go, like a Go project. And so I'm gonna go in this one. I have a Dagger JSON here with my SDK already in it, initialize. It's for the sake of the demo because I need to be fast, so I don't want to spend too much time loading things. And I'm just gonna run Dagger shell. I have nothing else. I have a Go, like simple Go project, but nothing much. There is no code, nothing. But if I do Dagger shell, we may see some interesting things if it's fast enough. Yeah. So if I do .doc, we can see that I have a Docker function available. So I'm gonna check what's in there. Oh, I have a build function, and so if I do doc build, well, I can configure a Docker file, and I can configure a platform. So just let's try to build the container and spawn a terminal in it, and boom, like I didn't write anything, and my Docker file has been executed and serve, and I'm able to execute it. So this is for a very simple use case, but let's try with something. Oh, yeah, I need to leave my session.
You might not be able to hear it, Tom. There was a bunch. There's like tons of applause happening, and like people are cheering and shouting. They're like, "Oh wow, that's amazing!"
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So you should pause and bask in it for a second. Just let it wash over you. Okay, before you do the next part.
Can I see the comment or something?
No, just take it from me. I'm listening.
Oh,
keep going.
So thank you so much. But it's not finished. So
okay, there's more.
Here we have a more complex Docker file with some argument, and this is where the Docker SDK actually become interesting, because I think that, like, okay, it's cool, it works without code, but right now I didn't show anything like, in my opinion, very amazing. But let's reuse the Dagger shell in this project, and let's look at the doc of build. And now we see that we have some new arguments created based on the Docker file that has been like understood by the module. So we see that we have a binary, we have a base image. We can see that it appears here. We can override it if we want. We have some argument like bin name. We have a secret, and so let's try to run it. So I can do Docker build, then I can do let's call it demo, and I need to set a secret. So I'm gonna use foo, and let's name it bar, and I should be able to do terminal. I forget an apostrophe here. Okay, cool. And so here we see that my binary name is demo, so it has been applied to the Docker file and forwarded to it. And I guess I can run it. I got my secret here. Indeed, because it's a secret, I cannot show it, but I assure you that it actually got like set as I specified in the CLI. I can also specify the target, like if I want to get the container of my app stage, I can do target app, and we should see a different result. Here you see, we see the code. The bin name is not applied yet because it's only in the runtime stage. But basically, yeah, I can control which stage I have set. And all of this is guessed automatically. Again, I have not write any lines of code. And so I'm just gonna show, because I see the clock and I don't have much time, so I'm just gonna show the last Docker file, the last Docker Compose demo. So here I have a Docker Compose and a Docker file. It has two services, web and Redis. And so I'm gonna run Dagger shell again, same setup, no extra code except the one for my code base. Okay, and now I'm gonna do Docker pipe doc, and we see that I have a build function and a compose one. The compose one is to manage all my services. I can either run them independently, or I can just run all my services at the same time. For the sake of the demo, I'm just going to run the web just to show that if a services depend on another one, it's going to spin up both, which I think is pretty cool. So let's do docker compose web up. And it started the Redis services. Now let's start web. Okay, we got it. And now we can see the service. And I can.
Awesome.
Thank you. I can also, so I'm gonna, oh, yeah, it's already in use. I need to reload my shell. So this is not from the Docker SDK, it's a shell issue with the services. Sometimes it does not successfully close it. But that's cool because I already got the history of my command. And so here I have both my services run at the same time. I'm gonna go back again and I'm gonna access my Redis just to show that it's synchronized, which I think it's pretty cool. Keys, get, it, and we got 5. So yeah, so basically the idea is to, like, if right now you have a Docker file, like a project that have a Docker file, and you want to Daggerize your project because you think Dagger is cool, but you don't want to spend too much time on learning modules and stuff because you just want to try it, now you can. Yeah, the Docker SDK is published on GitHub. It's not integrated to the Dagger CLI for now. It's just a POC, but you have a repo. I'm going to share the link later. You have like a bunch of instruction. And there is also an issue on Dagger. So if you want to share any feedbacks or like if you have any ideas, I'm very open to get this. And what's next? So based on if people find the project cool, there are 2 things that I want to happen. First is merging that to Dagger. That would be very nice. And also extend the Docker SDK to other languages, because like if you have a Go project but no Docker file, you could still benefit from this feature if there was a way to automatically guess, like to automatically, expose Go build, Go test, Go lint, whatever. Same for TypeScript, Java, and basically any framework or languages that might be used by people. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. If you like it, let me know. Feel free to send a comment, and I will see you next time.
It is great, Tom. Thank you. And to Jeremy's point, there are people who absolutely love it in the comments. So there really is people cheering from their seats. So very excited for everyone who is mentioning, it looks cool and they want to try it out. Like Tom said, we'll share the link in the chat so you can try it out. And then, best place to put feedback is Discord. So we can just, pick a channel, throw it in there and ping Tom or you let us know on a GitHub issue as well. So.
And it's like another evidence of it's so cool to see these SDKs pop up because it's like you can look at the instructions that Tom has in this repo. It's not hard. It's very pluggable. Anyone can create an SDK and you can just plug it right in and try it and work with it. And I think that might have happened before for another SDK.
I wondered, what a perfect transition. Perfect transition. You have your screen up. Because I think this is one of the other things of the community coming to us asking, hey, what about Java? So I think we have a few Java fans in the house. I already saw some comments around, Java rocking, things like that. So maybe you can take it away.
Yeah. So yeah, Java SDK. I think that's pretty interesting one. Because there's a lot of big companies still running Java. So yeah, let's see if that works. So the first thing is just a preview right now. It's just the beginning. It's a good milestone because we can run modules, but there's still a lot to do. So yeah, just a preview of where we are right now. So the first thing is you need the latest release, the 15.4, and then you can just Dagger init --SDK Java and new module, and that works. So yeah, you'll see. I mean, there's nothing really fancy except the fact that is everything in Java. But yeah, just
That's
go through
fancy
the.
enough.
So yeah, so we'll just go straight to demos. So Dagger init dash SDK. Let's say my module.
And Eve, it's striking, because the API is consistent across all the SDKs, the core API. I mean, yeah, I haven't written Java in a while, but I looked at that and I was like, oh yeah, looks just like that's Dagger. There's there's Dagger stuff happening.
It's exactly the same thing. I mean, and we'll see a bit later. I mean, we just call different modules from different languages at the same time, and this is just the same stuff. Everything is really interoperable, so that's the thing that is really cool. So if we just go to this module, yeah. So this is very basic module. Basically, is using Maven. Yeah, and where are my files? Okay, that's a bit annoying. Okay, I just lose my files. Anyway, I can just go there. So I can Dagger call container echo. This is just, I mean, the exact same example of a module that is working. So string, let's say hello Dagger and stdio. So I will just show you, I mean, the file right after. Sorry, it's just, for now, it's a bit slow because of Maven and dependencies and all that stuff. So this is one of the aspects we need to be better, but that works. So this is the first thing. And if we look at the files, see main Java. So this is the one. Sorry, just go there because I don't see it in the rest. So yeah, this is just very basic stuff. So yeah, as you said, I mean, it's exactly the same API than in, I don't know, Go or Python or whatever. Just dag instead of Dagger, depending on the clients, .container, .from Alpine, etc. So that stuff is working out of the box. It's pretty basic, but that works. I can show you one that is a bit more complex. This is based on the quick start from the documentation. So we just have, I mean, all the different functions to build, to test, I mean, build on, etc. I will just not go through all the details, but this is, I mean, this is just working. So I don't know if we just, which one? Oh, Dagger call. I mean, just to see how that works. Build down. And yeah, source and terminal. I mean, it should just open the terminal in the inside the build down. If that's just, yeah, okay. And no, I mean, I'm inside Dagger. I mean, inside the container. So yeah, the cool thing is you can use all the libraries you want in Java. You can do everything you want. I mean, if you want to build node using Java, I mean, you can. If you want to do the opposite, you can also. And yeah, one of the cool things is everything is interoperable. So I just, whoops, go back to my terminal. One thing I can do is like to use Dagger init. I will just create a Go module. Let's get it full. And oops. And here, what I will do is, so this is, I mean, a basic Go module. But what I can do, if, yeah, okay. I will, no, it's not this one. It's, sorry, Dagger install.
Well, you're doing great. The comments are coming in that you're saying it's nothing fancy, but all the stuff you've built within a month for this is not easy.
And we also clearly need to get the JetBrains people to sponsor this community call, because we've got their Java and their Go IDEs are being demoed here as well. So pretty cool.
Okay, so I'm just installing, I mean, the Java module I just showed before, I mean, the one from the quick start, but from Go, just to see exactly, I mean, the fact that all the API are just, I mean, working the same way. If you export something from Java, it will work from Go and on the other side. If that works. Yeah, no. Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, that will work. It's just like the time the Java stuff is exposed and compiled and all that stuff. So this is really the part we need to improve.
It's so cool though, right? So like now, because we heard this from some people, they say, oh, our central platform team is, you know, Java based, but they're supporting teams of Go developers or TypeScript developers or Python developers. And so now you can interoperate, right? All these seamlessly, bring them into one big API, one big platform.
Yeah. Okay. I was just a bit slow. I will just go back, I mean, to the other example to see if I can do that. So let me just remove the previous one. And I just, okay, just to see if that works better. Okay, so during that time, I mean, that's done. So let's say I will just so I mean, Go, I will just, I don't know, build node. So my directory, and it will just expose a container. And so here, the thing is I can hello Dagger Java. So this is the one from the quick start. And I will just like, I don't know, build off. I mean, that's just exactly what I run. I mean, on the CLI from the Java one, but I can run it from Go. Everything's working that way. And I just wanted to show that it should work the exact opposite way. So if I go back to this one, yeah, okay. And that's where I will also be able to show, I mean, how exactly that works. I mean, because one of the aspects here is also, I mean, the developer experience, because I mean, that's good, I mean, to generate the files. I mean, everything generating behind the hood is run by Dagger, everything is okay. But what is great is to have like code completion directly inside the IDE. I mean, and this is really important. So if I go to my module, I mean, instead of just like, I mean, echo that way, because I installed, I mean, the hello one, I can dagger.hello, that's the module. And like there's a hello function, new hello arguments with name, let's say, I mean, it's the string arg. And that's it. I mean, I just add the exceptions. I can also add some default, let's say, Dagger community. And yeah, it's just not a container anymore. And I mean, that's it. I mean, I can just run it now. So Dagger call, container echo. So the name's not good anymore, but yeah, it will use, I mean, the default argument, etc. But the cool thing is everything's under target. So inside this folder, I mean, you have everything that is generated, like the entry point, the main class, but also everything inside the Docker module. This is all the classes, all the files generated. And like you have, for instance, this one, the hello. The hello, this is the Java version of the Go module I just installed. So you have everything inside your IDE. You have all the completion you want. And that makes just the thing really cool. So yeah, I mean, that's roughly it for the demos. Just go back very quickly to the side. I just have a few ones, but that will be quick. This is just an intermediate step. We work on the default path and ignore annotation. This one should be merged, I guess, pretty soon. I hope at least. We're also working the constructor, so just to be able to have fields and define them at a different level than just the function, and to be able to share them. So that's pretty cool. And there's more. We want to add a dev container directly for this SDK, so we can help to develop the SDK itself. But there's a lot of work on performances and cache. I know there's a lot of ask about the M2 folders, like the settings, access to private registry, and all that stuff. And there's also open questions, like, do we want to open to Gradle and not just Maven? Do we want other JVM languages like Clojure? That is pretty cool, or Kotlin, or whatever. So yeah, there's an open issue. This is roughly my to-do list, but it's open to any comments, suggestions, ID, whatever, or just jump on Discord and on the Java channel and yeah, say everything you want.
Great.
So yeah, that's it for me.
And we had a comment coming in around .16. All this stuff is upcoming. Tom, I don't think yours is specifically in .16, right?
No, it's so for now it's a module, like an external module. So technically you can already use it,
Right.
but the integration on the Dagger CLI will come later because we need to find a nice way to integrate that. It's a new feature, so very hard on the design.
Yeah, and then Eve's working very hard and very fast on all this stuff, and we'll have an announcement for Java specifically soon. So stay updated. Make sure you're following us on social so you see it. But we'll have that coming up very soon. .16 will be coming soon as well. So there's even more things we're working on that we haven't even shown on the community call. So make sure you're following us so you can get all those updates as soon as we push them out. So thank you so much, Eve.
Amazing.
I'm very, very excited to see people start playing with that. So, and now we have the Thunder Compute team. Let me see. Jack, should I share your screen?
Yeah, you can totally share my screen.
Awesome. Okay, let me add the stage. There we go.
Hey guys, my name's Jack again from Thunder Compute. If you haven't heard of Thunder Compute or what we do, we basically give really cheap GPU instances. And we do that by virtualizing GPUs, attaching them like you would network attached storage, but for GPUs. And I'm going to show you two different ways that you can run Dagger on the Thunder Compute platform today. Both of them require what is right now a custom engine, but I have a PR out, and I can actually show that PR. But I have a PR out on the Dagger repository 9547. If anyone has feedback, wants to take a look, it is my first PR to Dagger, and so it's not perfect, but I welcome feedback. Because there's a couple of custom implementation things to get GPUs working on Thunder Compute with Dagger, and so yeah, I'll go ahead and jump into it. The first way I'm going to show you is kind of like Lambda Labs-esque. It's you connect to a Thunder Compute instance, and then you can just run Dagger workflows the way that you normally would. And if you've never used Thunder Compute before, it's pretty easy. Right now, I have a Thunder Compute instance up. I can show that with TNR status. I'm already logged in. I've made an account, whatever. Oh wow. Hello. This is a bad time for our API to be really slow.
No worries. So yeah, we didn't do the offering. We didn't.
I know we didn't do any offerings to the demo gods.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. It's okay. I am gonna show you the second way first, and then I'll come back to that because for some reason our API just crashed.
No worries.
And there's no context for how rare that is, but that is extremely strange. So
in all the time that y'all let me play with this a little bit before, and I never saw that. So yeah,
it's only during live.
Terrible timing.
I think it's quantum entanglement or something. Definitely.
Well, I'm going to show you the second way that we have that we're able to run these. And that's more like the fly.io way. We spin up Firecracker VMs that are attached to GPUs. Because the GPU doesn't actually have to be on the virtual machine, this actually spins up Kubernetes pods that are attached to GPUs, and the GPUs is not on the Kubernetes node itself. And so I'll kind of walk you through the way that we do that. Right now I have a custom module, Thunder Dagger module, really creative naming. But all you do is you pass your TNR API token. And you can see right here that I'm like outputting the module output to bash. This is just, we use SSH authentication to attach these Kubernetes pods. And then we're going to use that as our Dagger runner. And so right now this is running on my local Dagger engine. And you can see it spin up. The actual module itself, all it's really doing is calling an API that we have built out that allows you to spin up these pods. And we'll see that we successfully connected. It tested this connection. And it's going to export an experimental Dagger runner host variable for us. We can use this runner host to run like normal CUDA commands. And so, or like anything that you want to use to run things on a GPU. And so I'm going to use like the NVIDIA GPU test CUDA module just to kind of show you how that works. So right now we're connected to that remote host. We connected over SSH, and now we're loading that module, and then like we'll see that we're attached to a GPU. And this module takes a second to load. So
we have, actually I can find some cool waiting music. Here's the dance pop. There we go.
And I'll check if our API is back up. Yeah, our API is back up.
Look at that, so quick.
Look at that. Look at that. And look at Sam, who's he's on YouTube. He's commenting. Sam, your module looks like it's being used here. You're famous.
Yeah,
famous again.
It's in the documentation for how to use this, and so I figured it was probably the best way to show like custom runners using a GPU. So you can see that that output shows that we're attached to a Tesla T4, and yeah, we can also run like any of the other NVIDIA commands, and then we can check. Like we can use that same module, and again, that module is like on GitHub, or just in Thunder in like Daggerverse. But we can like call status. We can see like what pods we currently have up, and then we can destroy those pods, which is cool. And yeah, you're really only, yeah, it's just an easy way to get GPUs like into your workflow. And hopefully you don't have to like spin up a custom engine. I'm hoping to eventually have this capabilities just in the normal repository. So yeah, you can see that we have one of those pods up, and we can just call destroy on that pod. And it's actually funny, we are destroying the pod that we're currently running on. And then if I try to run anything else on it, it's going to tell me that it's not available anymore. And you just unset your that experimental Dagger runner host variable. I'm going to show you the second way to use this on Thunder Compute. And that's just through like running on a normal instance. I showed you, like you can see you're running instances in Thunder Compute like normal. You'd normally create a Thunder Compute instance with like TNR create. You can pass like a GPU argument, like you can give us the different parameters for how to create an instance. And I'll just say like, I want to create a GPU instance with an A100 attached virtually. Cool. And I don't really feel like waiting for that to come up. And so I'm just going to show you this on the instance I already have. So I'll just run a connect command, and that's going to connect us to this instance. We're going to start an SSH shell into it. And we're in that instance. And I just have like this little script that I put together to do this. And all it's really doing is it's pulling that Dagger engine. It's going to start the Dagger engine, and we're going to set that engine as our host. Again, I hope to simplify this, but right now I needed to use a custom build, so I had a script to do it for me, so I don't have to like type all this out in front of you guys. And I saved that script under like run Dagger right here, so I'll show you. Yeah, and so it's using like that custom build engine. It started up that container. It's going to give it a second. It connects to it, and then we're going to load that same test CUDA module that we were showing earlier.
So
Again,
it's possible that so if I'm running things that don't need the GPU, how does that work? Or
you could just, so like if you're in an instance, these instances are always attached, like have a network attached GPU that you're able to access. If you want to run it without the GPU, you could just not set like the experimental GPU support flag. But anytime you access the GPU, you are going to have a GPU attached, and you can actually switch if you want to like start up the Firecracker Firecracker VM way that I showed you guys a second ago. You can pass like the GPU type flag to that module or to the API that module is calling, and you can set that to CPU, and it's just going to spin up. It's just going to not use the GPU at all. So
right. So you guys have a really cool, like very clean separation with this network GPU thing, but by default, it's kind of easy button. You've got an instance with the network GPU of your choosing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Cool. And I had, so just to show you guys, technically this is like a T4 instance, but I had like swapped the config of that. I had passed that GPU flag to change it to an A100 just to like show you guys like kind of how this works. But like I like virtually attached an A100 and then ran test CUDA, and it printed out the NVIDIA SMI output. So and yeah, like same way as I did before, like TNR is really easy, but like if I exit out of this instance and I don't want it anymore, you can run that status command. You can kind of see that's running, and you can run TNR delete 0, and then that instance is gone, or you can stop it or whatever you want. So, and yeah, that's kind of all I have for you today. Again, that I do have that PR up. I appreciate eyes on it.
Yeah,
or like
47, perfect. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Any comments? And then
very cool.
Yeah, that module is under Thunder Dagger module, just under my GitHub username.
Oh, perfect. So, oh, yeah, that's a script I used.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The other thing that was cool. I mean, so some folks might be wondering, what's an application of this, right? Why might they want to do this? And I think when we chatted before, like one example is like if you wanted to run, say you want to run a local model, right? And you need GPU to do that. That's a pretty common case for you guys, and for some of the folks been following along in the LLM channel that we have in Discord. You can see there's like some really interesting stuff happening where people are connecting LLMs to Dagger, in Dagger, creating agent workflows and things. So some folks are doing that with the cloud-based LLM support, but say you wanted to run a model yourself, you need some GPUs to do that, and you're using Dagger, it could be very interesting. Yeah,
and like I said, like we're like the cheapest option in the world for doing that. So if you want to run like some Ollama model, or you want to, I don't know, you can always switch your host to that remote host in like your workflow, do the rest of it in like on your local machine, pass something to like, and I think his name is Sam, but I think he's the one that wrote that NVIDIA GPU module. You can pass that to like, you can pass some output to a llama that's running on one of those Firecracker instances, and then like immediately spin it down whenever you're done. So
that's awesome. Yeah, this is really cool. And to see just, like Sam mentioned in the comments, just more GPU support in Dagger overall. We're seeing more and more use cases, more and more people asking about it. Before, I mean, we already had people asking about it, but I think now that we've been talking about it more publicly and showing examples like this, like more people are seeing that it is possible. So thank you for being kind of the bleeding edge of this and coming to us and working with us and submitting PRs like this to make it happen. It's really helpful for the whole community.
Of course, yeah, and I wouldn't have like had this opportunity without Carl, one, telling me about you guys,
awesome.
but also like I'm like obsessed with, I'm like a big infrastructure guy. I love like CI/CD pipelines, all that stuff. My whole life I've used Jenkins too, and like and we've started like integrating Dagger into like our build process, and it's been awesome. It's been a great experience. So community surrounding this is awesome.
Well, thanks for the kind words. We really appreciate it. It's always good. It's always really fun to see people, like especially partners. And Jeremy works with a lot of them. They come to us and they want to integrate and have like a Dagger module or something like that, and then they end up actually using Dagger because they see how cool it is. So I'm so happy that worked for all of you too. That's awesome. Any questions from the community? Let me check the general channel real quick. Let's see. I need to go in and add those links to your to the script you use, and then also to this PR, so in case people have feedback. And then we'll work with you too to make sure that this is easily accessible, in our docs and things like that, so as people can easily find it past this community call too. So, Jeremy, any last comments from you as well?
I mean, no. I mean, it's like a lot of my dreams coming true on this community call today. From way back, I think when we first launched, I had people asking us for a Java SDK, which our community started out with. Like we started out with a Java SDK using kind of the Dagger run style. If folks have been around for a bit for that. And people were very interested. And then when modules hit, everyone's like, wait a second, when can we get this with modules? When do we get Java SDK with modules? Well, bam. So here we go. So like the future is now. The other like huge one we've always had is people saying, like, how do we integrate better with Docker Compose? That's what I've got today. How do I do it? Oh, do I have to rewrite everything? I don't want to do that day one. I just want to feel it. So again, my wishes are just like coming true. And then, increasingly we have people showing up with all of these use cases about AI and agents and wanting to integrate an LLM, or thinking about like how do I make a pipeline to do some, maybe even some training or some like fine tuning, right? And certainly inference. So this demand for having GPU support, it's really pushed us, because like there was a moment there where we were like, oh, how important is this, to keep having this a Dagger engine that supports GPUs? We think it's important, and then we started feeling the signal, and this is just another piece of that. And so super excited working with Thunder Compute team as well. So anyway, it's a really good time to be a Daggernaut.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I really, really appreciate all of you coming and taking some time with us to demo, but then also for all of the people watching, taking time out of your day to see these updates. We really appreciate it. As our regular Daggernauts know, I'm going to take these, we'll make them into demo snippets. So if there's a specific one of these demos that you want to share with friends, we'll have those specific ones cut up for you on YouTube, and we'll throw it in the demo channel, and I'll tag all of the speakers. So if you have any other follow-up questions, Discord is the best place to go, because you'll know exactly which speakers to talk to. And it's great to see the Thunder Compute team in there as well. So, I'm sure they can answer some questions directly there too. So thank you again for your time, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.
See ya.
Thank you guys. Bye.